Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CM Trading. Today is January 21st, 2022, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of today, Bitcoin and U.S. markets continue to tumble as the market is correcting itself. There's no major economic event scheduled for today. How exciting it is. But looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the US dollar strengthens as the indices, both the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ, continue to tumble and tank. We're going to take a look at that in just a second. Commodities, oil sells off from its high of $87 a barrel, and gold pretty much steady at $18.40. Now looking at the stocks, the sell-off is across the board, but there are some key support levels that have been breached that you need to know about. And lastly, looking at Bitcoin, breaks key support area at that support-ish 40,000-ish level, which was so important. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to take a lock at the GBP USD, even though that the euro has kind of tanked, but look at the euro US GBP USD right now. We're at this important level, 35.90, just above 30.80. That's a supportish area right here. So this is really important because it looks like the dollar is getting stronger vis-a-vis the GBP. Now looking at the Aussie USD, this morning we had a big number from Australia, which is an unemployment number that came out. Not much happened. I mean, you could see a little bit of volatility here, but you know, all intents and purposes at the bottom of the range. So we may see a bounce here later today. So this is something to consider. Now looking at the euro, we're at that bottom of the range. I mean, we're pretty much still very choppy trading. Okay, there's nothing going on in terms of a directional move, one or another. Now looking at commodities, looking at gold, steady at 1840, did not budge down, which seems to imply it might go even higher today. Now looking at oil, look at this tank, 86.55 down to 83.40. That's a $3 move within a day. That's significant. If you look at a 4-hour chart, you give it some respect. And this is what we're talking about. This is when we're breaching both moving average in a 4-hour time zone. That's really important. On a daily, we're still not there. We're just touching the 8-day moving average, but that is something to consider. Is this going to be a new bear move? That's a question, because the markets are opening up and there is more air travel as there wasn't before with this Omicron corona variant that's been out. So this is something to take into consideration as this is making a correctional move. Now looking at the Dow Jones, look at this break from 35,180 to 34,400-ish level. Now, if you can't say it, this is a bear market. This is a classic bear market where we retrace so much and there's so much volatility. I mean, it's just there for the picking, okay? Since the beginning of last week to this week, we went from 36,340-ish level down to 34,400-ish level, a 2,000 point move. On one lot, that's $5,000, okay? So there's a lot of money to be made here. Now, I do anticipate a bounce at a certain point, okay? This would be another place where it could possibly bounce. There was a previous bounce at 35,430-ish level. That was breached. So right here is a bit of a choppy market right now where I do expect some sort of bounce. Now, looking at the NASDAQ, look at that. Wow, that's at 8. That's a daily chart at 14,695, what we're trading on right now. This potentially could be a place where we bounce. Now, looking at the individual stocks, Apple broke down further, and this was a key level, 168, 166-ish level was a supportish area. That was a very important area. So that's, you know, that has been breached. Looking at Microsoft, okay, this area, a 304, and we mentioned it yesterday, okay, that's a key area. That's at a very important area. $300 a share is also a very important area for the price of Microsoft. Now looking at Amazon, look at that gap down. Look at that sell-off. I mean, we haven't been in these levels in this type of environment since of May of 2020. So this is showing us a major retracement here. So this could be the beginning of a very rocky start to the first quarter of 2022. Now looking at JP Morgan, also that continued to sell off to 147. If we look at Tesla, also sold off, but not as aggressively. Okay, so that's important to note. So the sell-off is across the board, okay? It's just a matter of how much it sold off and which ones sold off the most. Now, I do anticipate a bounce as there's going to be a short squeeze at a certain point after 3 days. Today would be a good day for that and something to consider. Lastly, looking at Bitcoin. Look at that breakage, 40,000, 40K. That was our support area. We're breaking it to 38,600. Now, we anticipated this because this has been really trading within this very tight range since the beginning of January, right? So with that said, you know, as it's reaching here, the next real support level, you got it, 33,000. Okay, so that's an ominous situation for Bitcoin where it could even trade lower. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day and a beautiful weekend. Thank you.